guest on live and direct. Brother, could you introduce yourself to the people?
Yeah, Tommy D, known as Tommy Dorfman, in my legal name for court filings against Live Nation. I'm a promoter, been battling Live Nation for 15 years. Thanks a lot for having me on.
Much respect. Before we go any further, because you said I read your little bio and everything. Everything good you could talk about Live Nation or like whatever you want, you could talk about like anything you want to put out there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I know you're a club promoter for years. You've been in the scene, like you got a resume, a good long resume. Just tell the people your story, like how you got into the business.
Absolutely. So I lived on my own at a young age, about like 15, 16 years old. So to survive, I rented houses and I threw house parties, underage house parties, had DJs before it was cool, in the became EDM later. Threw house parties, hundreds of people. Um, House parties always trouble. You know how it goes.
Yeah, yeah.
um, After that, after going through some crazy parties, crazy things, I was bringing people to New York. I'm from New Jersey, and I was bringing people to New York City clubs, famous clubs like Tunnel, Carbon, Limelight. Bring like 300 people heads a night, like that came from my parties after hours. They paid me like $1 a head. And then I realized, like, hey, I can do something bigger with this. I want to start it. I want to get into the club business, and then I want to create a club empire. And over time, that's what I ended up doing.
I could see because you made it really attractive, so much that the corporations saw that what you're doing, right? They started to see what you're doing and the influence that you had out there.
Yeah, I did. So I started off from nothing. I built it really big. I just gave you the baseline start. I built it up over 15 years. I ran every major club up and down the East Coast. I opened my own nightclub. I won the best sound system in the world. I did every major DJ from on the EDM, House World, Tiesto, Swedish House Mafia, my walls, birthday parties, Snoop Dogg, Joel
Hmm.
Santana, Ja Rule, performed for free. Um, Had a lot of success. Ran the Jersey Shore MTV show.
Okay.
Um, Not that I thought she was. I said that stuff was corny, but I got paid a lot of money to do so, to pack it out, because the first year was dead. Um, and I hit a plat and through Miami, you name it, over 15 years at a very high level, pretty much at the top. I was a pioneer of the EDM world, but I did a lot of other music as well, as you can see.
So what?
Um,
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
then I hit a plateau. I couldn't get any bigger. I got as big as I could get in the industry. And to
Hmm.
get bigger, I wanted to get into the festival industry, and that's what was happening next.
Makes sense. I see what happened, and then the people start watching the eyes more, and money is could be made and stuff. So what made you like stop that plateau? Was there anything in your way, like like politics?
So there was nothing in my way. The plateau was I was already at the top. Was on
Mm,
top of them. I ran nightclubs almost 6 days a week, including my own, packing out every single night. I just achieved everything I ever wanted to achieve. To get bigger, I wanted to get in the festival business, events over in the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people.
I,
So I saw back in the day how it was called EDM, was called house music.
yes.
I was one of the pioneers. That's when it wasn't cool. It was all underground. I predicted that house music, which became EDM, was going to go mainstream. This
Yes.
is back in 2011. So to get bigger and to get what I wanted to achieve, my next goal, I made a 10-year contract I signed with State Fair Meadowlands.
Mm,
It's home to if you're from like New Jersey, New York, it's home to the Jets and the Giants.
yes.
And it was a brand new $2.5 billion stadium with the largest state fair with 150 plus rides, 4 weeks a year, um, 500,000 attendees already in place before I even do anything on my marketing side. And that's where we were at. And my start off was I come from the house music world, was electronic dance. Um, and I had a major electronic dance festival in place. All the agencies were excited. All the top DJs like Tiesto even verbally confirmed with us were coming aboard. We had our staging in place. We had our lighting in place. We had partners in place. We had every single thing. And this is a 10-year deal, exclusivity. until a company, Live Nation Entertainment, that
Mm.
I didn't even know who the hell they were, found out about it and wiped it out with just a click of a button.
I see. I see. Because I know about the politics with the other, industries. So they say you're too big, Live Nation. They're everywhere, every show. They didn't want the independent promoter or anything. They want all the money, right? That's like everything.
Yeah. And back then, see, house music wasn't mainstream. They just made it, called it EDM. It's the same stuff, you know?
Hmm.
So Live Nation was behind the eight ball. I was a pioneer of this industry, me and my partners. They
Hmm.
weren't. So it was going mainstream. And this CEO, Michael Rapino, that wants to raise people's ticket prices right now, he put a thing out saying to acquire or hire lesser known organizations that were trying to do the EDM festivals like myself. And it's in the
Mm.
media, it's in a news article. And his fear was lesser known organizations were going to lock up properties for EDM festivals like
Mm.
myself.
I see, and I know what type of organizations you're talking about because I saw the bio, and I'll be straight up because I'm from Toronto, right, Canada.
So Canada,
It-
baby.
It's organized crime. It's organized crime getting in everything, but that's gonna change now. Shit like that, but I'm guessing.
I dealt with organized crime my whole entire life. I'm from New Jersey.
Yeah, I
It's the
hear it.
mafia everywhere, and you know what? I fended them off. They let me do business.
So
My
right now,
Live Nation's way more powerful than the mafia.
yeah, and they have to, work with each other. Everybody has to work with each other. But now I could see your president. He's cracking down on all this shit now. It's like he's cracking down on everything. It's just the wrong time for you. Like maybe it's the right time or it's the wrong time. I don't know. But like, how are you doing right now with your like business?
Well, my business got wiped out 15 years ago.
Oh.
2011, I got to the top. I was putting on an EDM festival there, the 10-year contract. I
Hmm.
allege, I'll prove a trial. I'm going to have a hearing coming up November 18th. And I'll be the first jury trial since Live Nation and Ticketmaster merged. I'm their first victim. Not There's
Mm.
been many more, but I'm the first victim of that merger.
Is it
Many
possible?
more.
I was gonna ask you because I'm seeing a lot of stuff like Live Nation, Spotify, all these corporations involved with the music industry, period.
Mhm.
People are finding out stuff because of social media. They're finding out their little scamming and what they've been doing. Do you feel because this time we live in, all this stuff is getting unraveled? Like, you heard about NBA. I know you heard about that. The
Absolutely.
radio payola we knew was going on forever. You heard about the FBI going after that. So now this too, Live Nation is very powerful, like what you're saying. I think something's gonna come out with this too.
Yeah, well, nobody, as an independent promoter or artist, I saw Kid Rock just come out speaking out against Live Nation. Let's go, Kid Rock. I like it.
Hmm.
But no artists to speak out. No artists speak out. I don't blame them because there's no show for them. No independent promoters speak out because you get wiped out like me. I got wiped out. I went door to door selling cable, and I've been funding my litigation for 15 years doing so from the top of the industry. I went from drinking champagne with Snoop Dogg, Paris Hilton, to being homeless thanks to Live Nation,
Shit,
and I'll prove it at trial.
I
And
could
I've been
believe that.
battling them for 15, but I will just tell you this: myself, I was quiet for 14 years. I didn't say anything. Even with all social medias, I was involved with MySpace when they originally started. I was running all the MySpace parties, just so you know.
Yes.
And my witnesses are getting old in my case. I respect the judiciary in the United States. I know they're busy. It takes a while, but my witnesses are getting old. And as my witnesses were getting old, I felt like it was time for me to speak up and use some of the social media platforms that actually, like MySpace, I was a big pioneer in the beginning with them when they actually started. I did their first MySpace parties, and all the
Mm.
MySpace parties, a lot of the people listening are like, "Who the hell is MySpace?" That's where social media started.
But now
I
it's the
did that
right
stuff.
time, trust me. And he came to one of the right places.
Let's go.
Because I know about the politics, I learned myself about the music industry, and I'm not surprised about like this happened to you because this politics exists down here too, like in Canada or Toronto, and a lot of things is going on right now. A lot of things are getting unraveled. So your case, I already know. I have like hearing about it so far. I think something's gonna, you know, unravel about it. They're gonna look into certain things, or they might probably try to pay you off because you are patient. You've been patient for a
They
long
try
time.
to pay me off. I won't. I'm not. I won't take it. I haven't. You know. I'll just leave it as
See, I
that.
knew. See, they tried to pay you off.
15 years of mediations. I want a trial date.
Mhm.
I want lower ticket prices for fans. I want the scene to
Yeah,
be
you're right
recreated
because it's
again. And you know
crazy.
what? It's all the prices are expensive.
Mhm.
Not from what Live Nation tells you. It's expensive by what I allege, and I'll prove a trial. The illegal rebate scam they run. It's a simple racket. It's
I could believe that.
nothing more than gangsters in suits. Nothing more. That's it. It's a simple. I'm from Jersey. You said you deal with organized crime there. It's a
Yeah,
simple racket. Dumb people that run it,
yeah.
but you know what? They got a simple racket and it works. And
But you
they're
know, I'm gonna
stealing
tell.
billions and billions of dollars. And overnight, if my evidence gets exposed to trial, ticket prices will drop. And it may seem I might seem crazy saying this, but I'm not because with all this evidence behind me, I wouldn't be speaking without it. Without having it with a $36 billion that's company that will come right after me
Mm,
if I didn't have the receipts, these ticket prices with the rebate scheme
mhm,
taken away will drop 30 to 40% overnight. And I'll only tell you the reason I know that I have their cookbooks. I have the
mm.
cookbooks.
I could believe that because right now there was a concert this weekend. This weekend was busy in Toronto. Vibes Cartel from Jamaica, big superstar, came here, and the tickets, everybody was going crazy. But the tickets I know are crazy prices, like to be close to the the main stage, right? Even just like I would say it would be like maybe near 5,000 or something. I'm guessing to just sit close to the stage, and
Who can afford it? You remember Sean Kingston back in the day?
yeah.
I did one of his first club appearances out in New Jersey, out of Jamaica.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, we have the baseball, the World Series of the Blue Jays against the L.A. Dodgers, and I'm hearing the nosebleeds was 500, right? To sit just what 10 seats back is like
You Toronto
thousands.
fans must be fired up, huh?
Yeah, but thousands of thousands of thousands of thousands of dollars. Even the Maple Leafs, crazy prices. I always hear crazy stupid prices, right? But this concert with the Vibes Cartel was Live Nation too. It was Live Nation, right? The only people who could afford it is the yuppies and people who are like very like well off, right? And I know who the well off people are. It's
You know
like
what
what
the
you're
sad
talking about.
part? You know what the sad part is though? Yeah, the yuppies are the only one that can afford it, but you know who else spends it?
Mm,
The regular people, the
yeah,
regular working class, because
yes,
their kids want to go to a concert, the
yes.
fiance went to a concert, and they risk. They go ahead and say, you know what? We're not going to pay rent this month. We're not going to make. We're gonna not pay a car payment
It's
so we can
true.
go to a concert.
It's
It's
true.
fucking ridiculous. Let's be
People are
realistic.
joking about it this weekend. Oh, I'm gonna be not paying my rent for the Vibes Cartel concert. He has 2 nights. I think he started yesterday and I think no Saturday and Sunday. Right, big money. Drake too. He's supposed to have his OVO Fest. Live Nation too. So that corporation is strong and big, and they do probably have some type of muscle. I know they don't probably like people talking about them, but I don't give a shit. You get my, this down to earth.
Good. I like your letter, Ready. Let's be real. And just to be realistic, there is no entertainment industry.
Mm,
It's live nation industry. That's it. They own everything. They own the stadiums. They own the tours. They bought all the promoters.
mm.
The independents, you either bow down and kiss Michael Rapino, their CEO's ring, or you're wiped out. The artists, you can't speak up. Kid Rock got some juice. I guess he can. Props.
Mm.
But other ones, I don't blame them. If you speak up, you're wiped out too. You end up like me.
There's another company what's big too. It's a streaming company. I'm trying to remember. iHeart Music. They do a lot of festivals too,
Yeah, Live Nation owns it.
and they own a lot of the radio station, majority of the radio stations in America. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Live Nation owns it.
Oh, damn. So
Live Nation owns everything. They
damn.
own the hot dog man, they own the popcorn man, and they choose who's allowed to perform an event. They choose if a promoter dies or survives, and they tell you how much you're going to pay for a ticket. and they
Mm.
do it, as I allege, and intend to prove a trial, as a racket, which is a criminal conspiracy and a multi-billion-dollar fraud that I believe, right sitting on my wall right here, I have information I have from my leading expert. I will prove a trial.
So what's the difference from them and UMG right now? Because I'm hearing about, like, for example, in the music industry with this whole, I don't know if you heard about the Drake and all that shit going on with him and suing UMG for, he had that beef with the guy from LA, Kendrick Lamar. So people's got to learn kind of about the industry, how they work, so with Spotify and all that. So is Live Nation connected to like Universal and all of them, or do they own them? Like,
I don't know that, but I'll tell you one thing: they're definitely connected to everything. Everything in the live entertainment industry is through Live Nation. And like stadium tours, where all the money is, right?
mm-hmm.
Find me one worldwide stadium tour. Live Nation owns Ticketmaster. They say they're two arms. It's just one arm together. They work
Damn.
together. Find me one stadium tour worldwide
Mm.
that Live Nation or Ticketmaster aren't involved with. There isn't any.
None. So you know what this shows me? What you're telling me? This opens up other doors, of Pandora's box. If Live Nation is so big, that means they kind of have the influence what type of music is going to be very big and popular. Like Bad Bunny. I heard you ever heard of Bad Bunny and stuff.
Absolutely.
He's been huge forever, but before him, there was Pitbull and Flowrider. And if you check those guys, even though they're in the hip hop space, they transformed from doing just like regular hip hop to doing dance music and in that EDM, that whole world. And those artists I just mentioned are probably the most wealthiest artists in the last 10 years, right?
I did hip hop shows with Pitbull back in 2005, 2004, 2005 in Jersey.
So do you feel they have an influence over the, like, even the trends? Probably they do.
They
If we
control the whole entire music scene. They control the entire trend. They control everything. And that's why the scene for music, artist development, as you're talking about now, what music you're hearing, and what music's happening, what promoters survive, it's all controlled by them. They control everything that happens. It's controlled by Live Nation. And you're talking about prices and increases. Well, they merged Live Nation and Ticketmaster in 2010. I don't know about the Toronto inflation, but in the US, it's Live Nation, Michael Rapino inflation of these
So it
ticket
could
costs
this
and
could
the
be
cost of
connected
goods.
why the music industry changed from physical to digital, because now, like the money too, you could control things more. Before, when it's physical, people could sell a CD out the back of their car, or make money directly with the music stores. So now it's digital. Everything's digital. Even the money they want to turn into digital. So the same thing with Live Nation too. I'm guessing, like, all these industries are connected. So it kind of makes sense. They're filtering out the system. They've been filtering it out to benefit themselves, right?
They control the whole entire industry just to
Mm.
benefit the CEOs and I guess the shareholders. That's it. And Ireland's doing through as a simple racket.
It can make sense why the clubs, for example, in the last 10, 15 years, been dying. Like in Toronto, I know club scene's been dying for a reason. This could be it, right? A lot of people
Yeah,
were going to clubs. Some artists were going to clubs to perform. Now it's limited, limited spaces. Unless Live Nation gives the construction projects, I guess, to certain individuals, because they built up a couple stadiums in Toronto recently, which is connected to Live Nation. All the what's called the venues, what are
hmm
successful, is connected to Live Nation. The clubs, what were there downtown Toronto, they disappeared to go uptown. Uptown would be like, like more the suburban, like, the outer skirts.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it makes sense what you're saying there. It's hitting everywhere, even up here too. Like, there's other politics, and in regards to the organized crime, it's the same shit. It's the same people from where you are, just up here this way. I
Yeah,
blame it now.
Live Nation's a worldwide problem. It's just not an
Yeah.
American problem. And with the clubs, you're absolutely right. But also, go back 15 years ago, who's paying $1,000 for a ticket? If
Nobody.
who you spend, you're just talking about $5,000. You're spending $5,000, $1,000 on a ticket. Can you afford to go to a nightclub on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Parties used to go what? 6 days a week. I know in Jersey they did, New York, Miami. Now, if you spend that kind of money, who can afford to go out? And then the independent promoters, you're talking about the clubs dying.
Mhm.
Live Nation either bought them all or wiped them all out at their own choosing. That's their choice. You either survive or die off the
So,
basis of Live Nation, and
well, I
that's why the
see
club scene's dead.
they get to a certain income status here. It's like the condos. When they make these condos, they know what type of people are coming in, right? That's why there's tariffs and all this politics with our prime minister and your presidents going back, because the people who could afford these condos in Toronto are a lot of foreign people and students. So
Hmm.
those students, they get a crazy lot of money from their parents from China or India, and they could spend the money on those concerts. So they don't care about the local person, like people who are born here, who are working, who like these artists. It's not us. No, most of the time, it's people from out of town and people who are like what I just explained. And if it's someone local, not saying people ain't saving up to go to these shows, but if it's somebody local, it's somebody who's doing some type of business, or they have a good career if they're from here, born. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I'm for the working class people. I'm for the fans, and then like you said, your friends that were even talking about it, saying, "Hey, look, I might go there and miss a payment." Well, man, how many of those fans, not just even the wealthy, that Live Nation's making a gap. They're making the
Yes,
rich and the poor way worse than regular society's doing it.
yes.
And those people that are going to the concerts that decide to not miss a car payment, miss their electricity payment, miss a mortgage payment,
Hmm.
to take their kid to a show. A lot of them aren't just out there bragging, "Hey, I just missed my mortgage payment thanks to Live Nation." It's a lot of regular people out there. They're hurting the working class more than anything.
So since this experience, have you, like, I know you've been on certain media platforms. Do you have a book or anything you plan to do, like a little like a biography in the future? Do you have like anything like that?
Well, I had no plans for anything whatsoever. My plans were just to continue this and get a jury trial.
Awesome.
I've been
You're on
waiting
the fight.
15 years. It's been just a little bit of time, let's say. I know I respect the courts are busy, but it's been 15 years, and my case is the longest in the United States against Live Nation. And in the United States, I can't find a case that's not on appeal that's actually longer than mine.
Hmm.
So I don't know. A lot of people have been telling me recently to write a book. Some other people and things are like telling me to be on a movie. I don't know. Right now, my goal is to get ticket prices lower for fans, get independent promoters to be able to build the scene again. I have kids. I have a 6-year-old, 11-year-old. My 11-year-old
Yep.
wants to rock parties. I'm telling him, yo, he sees all my awards and winning best sound system, all this stuff. Me with all these celebrities on the walls, like I go by Tommy D, is Robbie D. I was like, yo, you can't do it with Live Nation. It won't happen. He's like, you did. I'm like, yeah, there was no Live Nation, not in this scene. So I said, unless something happens with your dad's case or the Department of Justice or the FTC that breaks up and splits this company or shuts it down for what I believe is a legal racket. Um, I said, yeah, you're gonna have to not do what your dad did. Your dad didn't go to college. You got to go to college, or you got to do something else. Um, so hoping for change.
So how's the club scene where you at right now? How's it doing?
Live Nation destroyed the club scene across the whole entire nation. In Toronto, there you go, the entire most of the world that they're involved in, as you can see, because they control what happens. And when you wipe out independent promoters, you
Hmm.
wipe them out, you kill the whole entire scene because they bring creativity. They bring just like I did. When I started in the business, like 95, 96, I was hearing like Jersey scene, Wednesday night's dead. I created it. We
Hmm.
were pioneers in the industry. We created it. When you wipe these promoters out, there's no creativity. These clubs are dead because the promoters are dead.
Hmm.
Live Nation acquired them, hired them, or wiped them out, and nobody else will step up to them. So the scene is crushed and killed and destroyed, as Live Nation executives actually said they do to other independent promoters and brag about it.
And now that you're saying that, because I'm into promotion to and covering events, so in regards to the clubs, the independent artists who's coming up, there's always a fight to find a venue to perform. So I see, this is my predictions. If it becomes popular for local artists, that they start getting more attention on the local scene, on these local clubs, Live Nation will try to come in on that and try to conserve that, the local artists, some type of way. I don't know how they're gonna exactly do it, but if it becomes popular, like just say a promoter puts on a couple shows a year and those are successful, they'll probably will find a way, like what they done to you, to shut that down or take it over, right? By enticing the local artists from that city.
They do it already now. It's either acquire or hire. They do it already now. As soon as that artist gets a little bigger, no, you play where we tell you to play. We tell you to
Uh,
take what we take. Even if the artists lose money so many times with Live Nation, just so you know, don't blame the high ticket prices. Don't blame the artists. Live Nation runs I lied, an illegal rebate scheme, and it steals from the artists. I allege from the artists, from the promoters, it gets passed directly onto the fans.
so,
And if you're an artist and you do a show,
mhm.
and even if you like sell it out and you only make $100, what are you going to do your next time?
So what you're telling me,
Raise your ticket prices.
what I'm connecting to, like if a movement becomes popular in a city, that a promoter starts making money from his events, they're gonna shut that down.
Well, in America right now, in Portland right now, there's a major fight going on. The main music alliance trying to stop Live Nation from taking over the industry. Live Nation's
Mm.
going in. They don't like it because they're the only ones not there, and they're going in and looks like they're spending a lot of money on politicians. And it looks, they've been the local scene's been fighting it, but it looks like they're going to get their huge venue passed in there. Hopefully not. I'm supporting it. I'm supporting the main scene, but exactly as you said right there. And the artist can't get any bigger unless you work with Live Nation.
You're giving some gems. You're giving some gems,
I'm just
and
telling facts.
no, no, I love this because it's down to earth. Because a lot of people I know in my city, even other places, they need to know this, because some people have a fantasy, and some people think I'm too mean or stuff because I do my research. And besides, like what you're saying, I tell them about the music industry. Like, you have to do this, you have to do that, and sometimes it's like a club. You got to get in with certain type of people, like what you're saying, to get in, right? So if you're not in with Live Nation, like what you're saying, you're limited. Man. You're not
You're
gonna be
done,
that
and if
star.
you're done, and if you're in with Live Nation, you bow to the king, Michael Rapino, their CEO. And if you make money, you make it. If not, you lose money, you lose money. It's their choice. They run it through an elaborate scheme, real simple scheme, actually, I allege. But that's how it works. They control the whole entire industry. Artist development's been destroyed. Independent promoters have been destroyed. The whole,
I,
Class, you talk about the club scene. It's happening in Toronto. It's a worldwide problem.
I'm gonna
It's a
be
Live
straight up.
Nation problem.
I'm gonna be straight up because they'll do it to anybody else. I don't know if you want to answer this. Is Live Nation controlled or influenced by organized crime?
I'll put it this way. Live Nation's way more powerful than organized crime. I battled organized crime. I'm from New Jersey. I'm from the
Yeah.
streets. I had the mafia try to take my money from parties. I had guns in my mouth. And
Mm,
guess what? I literally said to the owner of the club, either pull the trigger and you lose all your bar money that I'm making you right now, or I walk out the door.
mm,
Guess what? I'm standing here. They let me make money. I battled the Gambino crime family. I fended them off. I never paid the mob a dollar. You know
mm.
what? Like I've said, Live Nation makes the mafia look like gentlemen. They do,
But
because the mob let me do business. And this is out in New York and New Jersey, where we have a lot of mafia.
mm,
Way more powerful than the mafia. And if you want to talk about the mob, John Gotti,
mm,
one of the most famous. I'm out in New Jersey, New York.
yeah.
When he was on trial, um, he'd be a little quiet, and he was the Teflon Don, like to talk. Michael
Mhm,
Rapino, their CEO. You have the Department of Justice with charges against them right now for antitrust. That Federal Trade Commission,
mm.
and even on COVID relief funds, what could be racketeering,
I heard of
including
something like
mine.
that.
Michael
Hmm.
Rapino is now going out publicly on TV and said, "Let's raise ticket prices."
So,
John Gotti
mm,
would never have, let's just say whatever. I won't say it on your podcast here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
To do that.
So
So that's
I'm
how
gonna ask you.
powerful they are.
I'm gonna ask you Michael Rapino because the last name sounds Italian. He's Italian, back heritage.
Actually, I think unfortunately, I love Canada, but I think he originally comes from Canada. But who knows what he is?
Wouldn't be surprised. There's a connection with up here and there. Trust me, there's a connection, big, big. But
But
hey, brother.
organized crime, I don't think it's involved in it at all.
Mm.
And Live Nation's way more powerful than organized crime. They make organized crime look like little ants.
So, so brother, the keys. Sorry for that technical difficulty. Sorry. So,
You're
brother,
good.
thank you for coming on the Down to Earth podcast, brother. Anytime you want to chop it up about the industry, because you know about the industry, you're welcome. Like, you guys contact us through the email and stuff. This is a lot of information to take in. But thank you for coming through.
Thanks a lot. I'd love to know what the Toronto fans out there, if Michael Rapino gets on the stage and says, "Let's raise ticket prices," what do you think they're gonna do?
I know, yo. But yo, thanks for coming through. Tommy Dorman,
Yeah,
special
go
guest,
with
man.
Tommy D. The Dorfman's just a court name.
All right, yo. Bless up. We'll connect again.
Thanks for
Much
having me.
respect.
Pleasure very much. And let's go Toronto.
Bless.
Thank you.